Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
And I am Ricky, and today we are reviewing Gatsby.
Gatsby from Pandasaurus Games is a two-player game set in the world of The Great Gatsby, which is a book that you haven't read.
Neither of us have read.
I haven't read it. It's also a movie, by the way. I know it's a movie. I know it's a book. I kind of want to read it now, but until now, I haven't read it. Also takes place in New York, which we established through the process of playing this game. With that said, Gatsby is a two-player tug-of-war game. It's basically a game which you're trying to curry favor in the society by getting to know the right people. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know in this game. And to that end, you're going to be collecting these various figures, some face down, some face up, although you'll be able to look at them and figure it out as you play. But your ultimate goal is to either collect 3 of the same color. For example, you can already see 2 yellow here, and there's 5 colors, 3 of each color, although 3 of them are hidden in the box that will never be in play in this game. So you're trying to get either 3 of the same color, or you're trying to get 1 of each color, and if you achieve that, you immediately win the game. If those don't happen, you're going to go to a point victory, a prestige victory. You're going to, once you get to the end of the game, which will be triggered if neither of those things happen, it's triggered by all of these characters being taken. Once all the characters are taken, you're going to look up the star value of the various characters and see who has the most stars, and that player wins the game. There's a few other ways of getting stars, but primarily they're going to come from characters. That's what you're trying to. As far as what you do on your turn, Ricky, do you want to show us what a turn looks like?
I mean, you're going first.
I'm going first. I will show you what a turn looks like. Currently, I'm set up to go first over here. That's because Ricky has an extra action tile and a little spot over here on this sideboard. But effectively, you have 3 different lanes you're playing in, and each lane has a way to get various figures. You have the racetrack, where as you get to the end of the racetrack, area control majority is going to determine who gets that figure in that spot. On this track over here, you're going up the towers of trade and society and all that, and as you go up to certain markers, you will take that spot. If I achieve this, I will take this, and Ricky, when she achieves this, will get a bonus action instead.
Yep.
And then over here on this track, you're trying to connect connections from one end to the other. Ow. A connection from this row to this row, whether it's straight or curves, however it gets there, will get you this character. Here to here will get you this character, and having a spot on here, 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 and here, all 4 gears, will get you this character. With that in mind, you're going to be taking one of the 4 core actions in the game, which are taking this action, this action, this action, or this action. So I'll start off just to show you how things go. We'll take a few turns back and forth so you get a sense of things, and honestly, once we capture the first character or 2, we'll go back to the review part, just so you can see how things play out. I'm going to go here and take 2 of my people, putting them on 2 different racetrack spots. I will put it down over here and over here. I'm going to start off over there. To you, Ricky.
My turn.
We're just playing a few rounds because honestly you'll get a good sense of some of the back and forth and the intrigue.
Let's see, what do I want to do? This is gonna take a minute. You know what?
You don't overthink it too much. We're just
I'm gonna go here.
Yep. Okay.
Gonna bop myself up.
So
on the right side.
one on one.
Oh yeah, bop myself up 1.
And then?
And then I will be going...
Well, first you got to resolve that, actually. You get to resolve the bonus ability.
Alright.
So Ricky's going to be looking at any 2, as she could look at face up or face down, and then she could swap them if she wants, without me knowing if she did swap them, unless they're face up, in which case I'll definitely know.
I might.
Okay, looking at those 2. Dun dun dun. And you're swapping the characters. Ricky wants to swap those over there. Okay.
And?
Yep.
I'm gonna go here. Didn't think about the fact that I'd be doing that.
Oh, yep, you're doing that, okay.
I got to swap another writing 2 characters.
Great. Okay. And then I will go to this other track over here. When you go on this track, so you've seen the racetrack at this point. The racetrack is basically going to have you going on these various spots, activating bonuses as you go. The center track has you jumping up the tower, although if somebody's ahead of you, for example, I could go here, but I'm not going to do it right now, but if somebody's ahead of you, you go up 2 spots. If they're not ahead of you, you go up 1 spot. I'm going to go here, where you have to put on 2 linked spots. You have to place adjacent to something already on the board, and then after that, you can go to whatever linked spots you want. So I'm going to go like this, here and here, and I'm going to control Ricky's next move, and I'm going to say that Ricky has to go to this spot here.
Alright, I'm not complaining.
This action icon over here means you control your opponent's next move. You tell them where they go, not what they do when they go there, but where they go.
So I'm going here.
Okay.
Obviously.
You go once on the dance floor and once on the towers. Okay, swapping 2 more. Lots of control happening. Yeah. Okay, which means now it's my turn, and I think I will go over here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to try to move up on these tracks over here. I'm going to place one over here, one over here. This action over here allows me to look at 3 bonus tiles and then select one of them that I want to add. And I think I do like this one over here. I'm going to take this one over here, and there. Also, I believe, what did you do? You went...
I went here.
You went there. Oh, did you do this?
I forgot to go up.
There we go. Okay. Okay, and now it's your turn. Okay, you're locking in that gear over there, okay. And then I will go over here, bumping up over here twice in this tower, where I get to control for swapping things around. I think I will look at this, and this, well, this and these two, and I will swap them. I'll swap them. Okay, so I'm going to swap those two.
Okay.
And then I will, that's my first action here, and then I'm going to do this one over here, where I put this here, which will get me this, and go up here, which will get me this. And so that will help me get those. To your turn.
Okay.
We'll do one more capture, and then we'll go to our thoughts on the game.
All right.
Anything you capture stays face down if it was face down.
I'm gonna think really quickly. My brain is unhappy. I'm gonna go here.
Oh, you have your bonus action. Yeah, that's a good job.
Bonus action.
So Ricky started with the bonus action, so she could take one of each of those. You could do all 3. You do have to do it in order, left to right.
So I'm gonna start with this.
A swapperoo.
I'm going to be swapperooing. 1 second while I figure out what to swapperoo. These
No
are
problem.
swapperooed. And now that those have been swapperooed, I now go up here.
Yep. Do you go twice?
I do go up twice.
Which means you will get this action as well.
Which is going to take me there. And then I'm going to go on my racetracks. And your next move is going to be going there.
That makes sense. And I understand why, because Ricky is probably trying to work her way towards something else. Second, I will go over, there's no point locking in there. I'm going to go here and here to start locking in those. And then to your move.
Now it's my turn?
Yep.
Great.
And Ricky specifically made me go here to stop her from blocking her there. Where now that she's created a full line, and I should note that it happens to be a straight line. Usually they'll be curved to certain degrees, but you're going to get this right now.
Yeah.
And then you still have a movement up on this track.
And then I'm good to move there. Don't actually want to swap anything, so...
You can choose not to. I believe it's optional. That's basically how this thing will play out. You're taking actions back and forth. You're trying to trigger cascading actions. You're trying to control for the board as far as what different characters are in different spots as you try to get either 3 of a kind, 1 of each, or at least have the most prestige at the end of the game. And with that, we're going to dive into our review of what we like, don't like, all of that stuff. Ricky, what are your general thoughts on Gatsby?
I quite enjoyed this game. There's quite a bit of deviousness inherent in the gameplay. And a lot of strategy, which are all things I enjoy. And there's so many different options of what you can do in the level. Because you can go for 2 different things, a bunch of different things. You could go for 3 of a kind. You can go for 1 of each. You could try to push it to prestige, which is definitely possible.
Yeah, we have had prestige. We've had actually all 3 kinds of things. We've had wins for winning with all 3 of a kind. We've had wins with prestige, and we've had wins with getting all 5 of a kind. So it's definitely possible.
There's so many fun different ways you can achieve your goals, like forcing someone else to finish the race for you.
Yeah, the forcing,
so nice.
that was satisfying.
That was really nice.
The game at first blush seems pretty straightforward. You're taking actions, just trying to figure out which actions to take. But there's lots and lots of devious plays and setting things up, as Ricky was saying. There's lots of trying to think 3 moves ahead of you. Like, if I go on the racetrack, you'll go there. I'll be able to follow up on the racetrack. I'll control your next move. I'll jump up the tower. I'll be able to take those two while also engaging that bonus action lets me swap things. The game is not about the turns where you just do a thing. The game is about the turns where you set yourself up to do multiple things in a row and completely control for what your opponent is able to do to stop you, which can be incredibly satisfying. Ricky's comment a second ago about making people finish the race. Our very first game, the way she ended the game and won wasn't just controlling my move, but she controlled my move to go to the racetrack when there were only 2 spots open, and so I had to go ahead and complete the race. That gave her the final victory token, which was just a level of control that was satisfying to play out.
It was very satisfying to play out.
I'm also a huge fan of these bonus tiles. These,
love
there's only a few ways. You start the game with one, whoever goes second gets one, then you can take them from these spots over here, but they are incredibly satisfying, breaking the game in all kinds of different ways, like, you know, doing 3 different racetracks
Like
at once.
this one.
Being able to place twice on the same racetrack at once, that's incredibly powerful to be able to take control where otherwise you weren't able to.
And then there's this one which lets you put it on anywhere, so you don't have to go upwards. You get, let's say you just need to control your turn. Even if this is empty, I can go right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of control in these bonus tiles, and the fact that you draw 3 and pick 1 really gives you that sense of, again, what is going to be the tool that helps me the most in this game.
Yep.
And so I think the combination of the bonus tiles, which is very satisfying, the simple actual accessibility of the game's pretty straightforward as far as teaching it, but then those actions are so layered as far as the deviousness. Like, and again, Ricky mentioned the different ways you can pursue things. You can try to go for what you're trying to do, or you could try to be super on top of making sure your opponent can't get what they're doing.
Yeah.
And depending on whether you think you can get to your things first, you have to make decisions as to whether I stop my opponent or whether I try to do my thing. It can result in tense stalemates back and forth, and you go to that prestige victory, or it can result in someone managing to sneak in that win when you couldn't control for it. Either way, it tends to be very, very satisfying as you play.
Or sitting there in sheer terror as your opponent fails to notice something that could completely ruin your entire strategy, and then releasing a breath of relief when they don't do it.
Yeah. Anything you don't like about the game?
I don't like the fact that we ended up not getting this tile that one time we got pushed to prestige. I don't like how easy it is to never get this in the game.
Yeah, there was a game we played where you didn't get, and in fact, the rulebook doesn't really handle this.
Exactly, it didn't handle it at all.
The rulebook says that if you don't get your goals, then once all the tiles are taken, you get this one. But it is possible to stalemate in such a way that nobody gets this one, which is both a little unsatisfying, and also the rulebook doesn't cover that.
Yeah, I wish it was a little easier to get. I think we've gotten this once.
I don't
think we've gotten it at all.
I'm sure we've gotten it.
I don't think so.
Maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's just so heavily inconvenient to get, because you have to somehow manage to trail your way across the entire board.
Yeah.
And even with swaps, it can be extremely inconvenient to get, and I wish it was a little easier to get.
For me, there's nothing that I don't inherently dislike about the game. I will say the only thing I'm concerned with, although so far it's been pretty safe across a bunch of plays, is I am concerned a little bit that as players get better and better, you run the risk of getting to, like, perfect stalemates where I can stop you here and stop you there. If you have perfect control of the sequence of how things play out, you might just get to a point of someone just wins because they faulted into the victory as opposed to really earned it. That said, we're still multiple games in so far, and still feels very clever and gives you lots of opportunities to get ahead. So I haven't seen that happen yet. That's my one concern about, is this a solvable game after enough plays or not? But for right now, it's not there yet.
I think personally that's not going to happen, because there's just so many different ways something could play out. Because like, you could learn that if you can get here, you can always win this track. But what if your opponent happens to waltz away from those tiles completely unconsciously?
Yeah.
There's so many things that can change your strategy, and I actually just noticed this as we started the video. Colorblind markers.
Which one? Which one?
Colorblind markers.
Oh yes, the top corner.
I just noticed them.
Yep, top corner has colorblind markers. Yes. Alright, overall, what's your rating and general thoughts of the game?
I am going to say that this is a 4.5.
Okay.
Because it's a very, very, very fun game, but I feel like sometimes it can be either over either too quickly or too late.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's quite enjoyable.
Yeah, for me, I'm coming in at a 4.5 as well. I like it. So far, I've enjoyed this so much that I almost want to bump it up, but I might need more time before it goes higher. For right now, it's one of those games that feels incredibly satisfying to play. It feels satisfying to have clever moves over your opponent, and it feels satisfying to watch your opponent have clever moves over you. There's like, I see what you did. There's just those moments in this game. It's very easy to teach. Plays in a relatively short time frame. So far until now, it's still been variable enough. Like I like these tiles keep it a little bit variable. I think my biggest concern might come down to that variability. Like, is it too solvable overall, or are there things that mix it up? Like, something I would love to see, no clue if this is doable, but I'd almost love to see like modular sections. So you're always dealing with 3 interlinked sections, but what those sections do are different. That would be a very fascinating way to mix up the gameplay. But for right now, very content with what it is, and a 4.5 for me as well.
I mean, considering the fact that our first game, we dabbled in everything. Second game, completely ignored the dance floor.
Yep.
Third game, one person controlled the dance floor and the other controlled the rodeos, and this got pretty much ignored. We've had quite a few different games. But yeah, I really do wish, like, I feel like this would it would feel so much better for me if this was the face-up tile and one of these was face down, because it feels so much effort to go to if you're not necessarily even going to know what the tile is.
You can figure out what it is. Lock things behind it.
I know, but it's the least important tile to know. But I feel like it's a lot of information. It's a lot to go to. A lot of trouble to go to for a tile that might not even be that good.
If you're looking for other game recommendations, definitely check out Watergate for another 2-player tense tug-of-war game. Do you have any recommendations?
If you specifically enjoy the dance floor, I would recommend Tack.
Tack. Oh, that is true. That's a good point.
Almost an identical little idea.
Tack is an abstract game that's going to kind of take that dance floor aspect, but just make it into a much more involved game on its own.
Yeah.
In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
And I'm Ricky.
And have a good one.